Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome to a live swatching video. I had just received the ColourPop collection tonight around almost 8 p.m. of the new spring collection, which is what we're going to be live swatching today. I'm going to try and run through this video really quickly because there's a ton of products and we would be here all day. But real quick funny story, I had been filming from 8 a.m. editing and uploading a video till around 7:30 p.m. I ran on my, I ellipticaled for a bit. I don't know if that's technically not running. I was sweaty, I was gross, I did yoga, I was about to go to the gym to complete my exercise for the day. I step out onto my doorstep and boom, there's the ColourPop package, which is insanity. So I had to turn my little butt back inside. I had to shower, blow out my hair to finally come in here to live swatch for you guys. By then it was like 10 o'clock and I went to grab my camera battery and it was dead. My little thing was unplugged, the charger of the battery. So just, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 11. It's actually 11:15. I'm gonna be up all night to make sure you guys have this video by the time ColourPop launches this collection tomorrow, which as you're watching this, it'll be today. I believe it's going live on ColourPop's website at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I think would maybe be 1 p.m. for the East Coast. I'm bad with numbers. I'm bad with anything that isn't makeup, honestly. Also, I wanted to remind you guys for a very short time, I do have a ColourPop discount code. It is an affiliate code, so do not feel pressure to use it because I will earn a small commission off of your sales with that code. It's only going on for a little bit and then it's gonna go away. My code is 5SHAE and that gets you $5 off of your $20 ColourPop order. So bear that in mind as you're shopping. If you're shopping for this collection, that should at least save you some shipping charges, which is awesome. So if you guys are ready, let's just go ahead and get started. This is gonna be insane. So to start this video off, we're gonna be live swatching the lipstick. Guys, this collection's packaging is the best ColourPop collection packaging they've ever done. Like, ever. I'm talking ever. In all the history of ColourPop collections, this is the most beautiful packaging I've ever seen. It's so beautiful. You have this really pretty kind of black and white photo of someone's lips. So there are 6 new lipsticks. They are all Luxe lipstick formulas and they're all cream formulas. So that's pretty nice. And the colors are really rich and nothing's necessarily nude, nothing's too light, which I really like about this collection. It is bringing these romantic colors. When you open the lipsticks up, it's the standard Luxe lipstick packaging. This first shade is Spring Roll, and I do believe this is the lightest shade of the collection. Whoa, this is beautiful. This is probably like one of the most wearable corally shades I've ever seen. It's such an interesting color. I don't know quite how to describe it. It's definitely a mix between a coral and a mauve almost. The next shade is called You're Thriving, which, I mean, thank you. Ooh, this color is just so striking. I love it. It's not necessarily bright, but yet it's just such a pop of color. It's beautiful. It looks gorgeous just like this, like just wearing, you know, some nice foundation and some mascara. And this next shade is called Seven Springs. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I'm realizing I can't find the words to describe these colors. They have a hint of pastel in there, but no, they're still rich. But what they really remind me of is, of course, like spring flowers. The next shade is called Flower Season, and this looks so up my alley. Try not to mind Sir Knight Luca Buca James III back there. He has really bad separation anxiety, and me right now filming at 11 p.m. is like really freaking him out. So I feel so bad. So he might just be tootling around back there for a little while. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, this shade is so rich. It is so bright. It is such a poppy like lip color. It is such a statement. I am crazy about this color. Again, this is Flower Season and like I'm obsessed. Hello. This next shade is called Moody Bloom. Ooh, this is very pretty. It's a nice berry. It's nothing we haven't seen before. It's not necessarily unique or original, but I do think it adds to the collection as a whole. This next shade is called Tea Time. Oh, I love this. This is like if you want to wear a red lip, but a red is just too much for an event or for, you know, any type of thing you have going on. Or if you want something with a little more, like a Marsala almost. I think it's almost like a more mature red, if you will. So you guys, those were all the lipsticks. Definitely let me know what your favorites were. So next I really want to do, I'm really scared, but I really want to do this giant, enormous amount of Super Shock Cheek blushes. I love their blushes so very much. I do believe they'll be selling this as a set as well as individually. The packaging is just to die for. And again, there are 16 blushes, you guys. So like hold on to your bootstraps. This next part, I'm going to try to fly through it, but it's going to be a little difficult because I always love to tell you what I love and hate about each shade. But I'm going to try and be super quick so this isn't a million hours long, so let's just get into it. The first shade we're live swatching is called Quarters. So I really enjoy applying my Super Shock cheeks with either a wet sponge, but I don't want to go through 1,000 sponge while swatching all these, or I love to use this brush from Sigma. It is the Sigma Beauty Tapered Kabuki F86 brush. So I just kind of swirl my brush, a little dollop in there. You can see a lot comes up. Now for each shade, I'm just going to be doing one side of my cheek since we have so many to get through. But you can see this brush applies it so beautifully. It buffs it as you pop on that color. Sometimes when I use my fingers, I go in a little too aggressively. It's a beautiful, wearable coral. I do apply these a little heavily in my swatching videos so you guys can really get a good look for the color. But it is just fresh, corally cheeks. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, this is the shade Corridors. The next shade up is called Birthday Suit. This one looks so up my alley. You guys know I love bubblegum pinks, and this one looks to have like a hint of mauve in it. Oh yeah, that's really cute. It's just a fresh pinky cheek color. They blend out so beautifully, don't they? Oh, I love it. So there is this shade Birthday Suit. The next shade is called Get Laid. This is like super orangey bright. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous, like no shimmer, no shine, just fresh peachy coral color. I love this one. It's very bright. The next shade is called Count Me In. Oh, very pretty. This one's a really light, natural flush, almost like a light rose. I'm doing another layer just so you guys can really get a sense of the tone, but it really is just a very light, natural, flushy rose color. The next shade is called Between the Sheets. Oh, this looks cute. Kind of like a dusty rose. That's pretty. Not as bright as the other pinks we saw. Definitely like more toned down, but it's gorgeous. The next shade is called Thumper, and this just like has my heart. Thumper has been a favorite Disney character of mine for a long time, so I love that it's Thumper. Thumper was just the cutest little guy I've ever seen in my life, and this is so pink. Oh yeah, this is like crazy, crazy pink, Barbie doll pink. Very pink. It's pretty, but it's very, very pink. The next shade is called Holiday. Fun, stupid fact, holiday is one of my favorite words. I love when people, I believe like in Australia and like maybe Europe, maybe like everywhere that isn't the US, they say like instead of going on vacation, I'm going on holiday. And I love that. Woo! Oh, she's bright. I didn't even like put that much on. Holiday is like holiday. It is a bright, bright, bright like neon coral. So there's Holiday, super bright, super vivacious, super corally. Really. The next shade is called Yes, She Did. That's fun, isn't it? This is like a burnt sienna. I'm not gifted at like shade, you know, like shades. Sorry, I'm like so tired, you guys. It's 1 a.m. right now, so I'm sorry if like I'm not making much sense. Yeah, I would describe this a little terracotta, maybe even like burnt rose. The next shade is called Cruel Intentions. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? Naughty, naughty ColourPop. Ooh, this is like a true like rosy color. That's really pretty. Again, it's kind of one of those, it's a little brighter than a natural flush, but it is a natural flushy type of shade. I really like this one. The next shade is called No Vacay. This looks bright, bright, bright. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. That like is the brightest thing I've ever seen in my life. Wow, that is like way, 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 way too much. This one you're gonna want to use very sparingly. Beautiful color, but holy crap is it bright. The next shade is called Tuned In. This looks so bright. Oh yes, another bright shade. These have been really, really bright. They've kind of all seemed to have either a corally or a berry or a rosy tone to them. This looks very similar to me to a lot of the ones that we did try. This one actually ended up being a little more mild than I was expecting, so I like that. The next shade we were trying is called CHEERIO. This is like gorgeous. Super duper plummy berry. I'm sorry I look so tired, you guys. I hate that I look like so worn down. I love this one. I love the berry tone of it. I think the deeper your skin tone, the better the shade is going to be. The next shade is called Drop of a Hat. This one is actually a pearlized formula, so it has a little shine there to it. Oh, this one's really pretty. I would say this one is like, this one to me just really stands out as being much different than all the other ones we tried on. This next shade is called Growth Flirt. Growth Flirt. I've never heard of this word combination in my life. Is this like a new thing? This one's pretty too. It's bright. I feel like it's a little more natural than the previous brighter shades we used. So if any of those intimidated you, this one seems to blend in and kind of soak in really, really well. And again, this is a very generous amount, so it would definitely be more toned down when you used it. But yeah, it's cute. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I knew this the whole time, but I was like, no, I must just be tired. I thought so many of these shades we have seen before, and I was absolutely correct. So like, duh, shade. There's only 6 new Super Shock cheek colors. What really tipped me off was the shade Never Been Kissed. This is the next shade. And I was like, now I know that's been a shade, and I know Thumper's been a shade. I knew it in my brain, but I'm tired. Give me credit, y'all. So I double checked, and yes, only 6 are new. So as I was saying, the next shade is Never Been Kissed. I feel so silly now, because as I was trying a few on, I was like, this is just so familiar. Duh, because I've already tried them before. This is really pretty. I really am a fan of this color. Again, it's nothing new, but now I recall myself loving Never Been Kissed, and I used it quite a few times. And the very last Super Shock cheek is called PRENUP. That's an interesting name for a blush. Oh, I like this one. It's kind of a toned down berry. Like a little mauvey, a little berry, and like not too, I love this shade. This is like definitely one of my favorites. I don't remember if this one's new or not. I just feel like such a dum-dum right now, not realizing like basically all the shades I tried on are pre-existing shades. So forgive me. I know my comment section's gonna be flooded with SHAE. Those are repeat shades, you dum-dum. I know, I'm so sorry. But I have selected all of the new shades, so if you need a little memory refresher or if you're not sure. So this one that I loved, Count Me In. This is a brand new shade. It's the really pretty pinky flowery shade. I don't know how to describe it, but it's beautiful. It's just a nice, almost like baby peachy pink. The next new shade is Get Laid. It's this beautiful orangey coral. These are so soft and matte. I just love that. The next new shade is No Vacancy, which I realized I accidentally called No Vacay. Oh my god. I am falling apart. That's that beautiful, like, pinky, corally blush. Ah, it's just gorgeous. The next new shade is Tuned In. Now when I see these all together, I'm like, okay, these all do look different enough on their own. When I swatched like all 16 together, they started to kind of all look the same, but when you separate them from all the other shades, they do stand out. The next new one is Growth Flirt. Right there. Yeah, you can see they're very, very different. And last but not least is Yes She Did. So on my hand right here are all the new shades. Again, starting with Count Me In, Get Laid, No Vacancy, Tuned In, Growth Flirt, and Yes She Did. There they are. You can see there is a great color difference between them all. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the new Jelly Much eyeshadows, the little jelly shadows, and then we're going to move on to the eyeshadow palette. I love these, and I do not use them enough, and I'm really excited for these colors. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with these, but if you're not, they're literally like little jellies. I find that they're best applied with your finger, and they come with these little caps, which I like, that keep them kind of in there, but also I think it probably keeps it from drying out. Look at that color. If you are partial to brushes, I really like applying them with the cream color E58 brushes from Sigma. I mean, they're called the cream color brushes, so they're really great for things like this. So the first shade here is called Close to You. If you can't tell, I freshened up my makeup because after all those blush swatches, I was looking like a mess. All right, let's pop her on. Ooh, sparkle. Pretty pink sparkle. This is cute. It's pink, but then in certain like lighting, I can see a little peachy gold even maybe. When I look dead on, it just looks kind of bubblegummy pink, but when you turn around, you can see a little gold popping through. It's gorgeous. Again, this was the shade Close to You. I am so stoked about this color. This is called Photosynthesis. That's funny. Photosynthesis. This reminds me, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, because again, I'm like not in my right mind right now. It is 2:30 a.m. It reminds me, I believe, of one of Kathleen Light's Super Shock shadows at one point. Was it Telepathy? Was that one of hers even? Again, let me know if you think I'm total Looney Tunes, but I think so. Oh, this is gorgeous. Not so glittery, but more just like liquid metal. Like, look, I can literally like carve out the crease with this one. This has stolen my heart. I'm going to do a video with this tomorrow. I love Photosynthesis. All right, I'm crazy about this shade name. This next one is called Doves and Roses. This looks like a little NARS Orgasm-y. Ooh, okay. Oh, there's like actual glitter in this one. I was like, if it's just a little NARS Orgasm-y, I'm not going to be super impressed. But I will say there's these flecks of like red and orange and possibly green glitter in here, which actually does make it unique. Ooh, yeah, this color is super, super fun. I'm crazy about this. Gosh, these are like just the best shadows. Oh my god, these colors keep getting cooler. This one is called WHISTLIN PIXIE. It like looks bronzy. Oh, just a little rosy. Oh, yeah. I can already say right now, like, the jelly shadows are my favorite thing of this collection. That is unbelievable! That is unbelievable! I'm sorry, you guys know I get so excited. That is just like the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at that color. Oh my gosh, this shade reminds me of one of the bugs from A Bug's Life. It was the shiny beetle, but this one is called Big Ego. It also reminds me of the butterfly effect, and like, I don't know why. Maybe it reminds me of butterflies? But do you guys remember that big shiny beetle in Bug's Life? Ugh. And do you remember when Bug's Life came out and then Ants came out as if it was going to be better than Bug's Life? And of course it was not. Oh, mermaid vibes. I'm gonna say butterfly vibes because if I hear like one more mermaid reference in my life, I'm gonna throw up. I pray to God I don't have a child who's obsessed with mermaids because 2018 ruined mermaids for me. But it is kind of a mermaid color. Whoa, that's amazing. These shades are like hands down the best jelly shades that ColourPop has done yet. This one is amazing. The very last Jelly Much shadow is called Late Bloomer. It describes me perfectly. This looks cool. Oh yes. So sleek, so smooth, very blue, very purple, very like mystic is how I would describe it. Ah, this is so amazing. Oh my gosh. You guys, I honest to God cannot pick a favorite color, but this one is like really up there. It's really cool. And do you see when I turn this way, the front half of the lid looks kind of red? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Again, this is Late Bloomer. Okay, guys, it is 3:30 a.m. I've officially been up since 7:30 yesterday. This is insanity. I'm basically going to be up over 24 hours. The very last thing we are doing is we are live swatching the Sweet Talk palette, of course. I mean, this packaging, I can't get enough of it. I love the inside. It says ColourPop, and then there's this little, you know, tag here that says you're pretty, and I think that's so sweet. You have a beautiful holographic background on the palette. I mean, just overall, this palette looks so iconic. The shadows, I will say, there are only 3 standout shadows in my opinion, and those are all the 3 new Super Shock shadows pressed into the eyeshadow palette. One looks to be kind of like a satin shimmer. The other 2 look like straight up glitter. The rest of the shadows are peachy neutrals. They're nothing to write home about in my opinion. They look beautiful and I love this palette together. I think it's going to make some beautiful looks. Is it the most unique palette we've ever seen? No. So the very first shadow is called Catch Me and it's just a light peachy color. I'm using my Sigma Beauty E60 large shader brush for this. And I'm sure you all know exactly how this is going to look. We've seen this shadow many, many times. So there is the shadow Catch Me. The next shadow name is Side to Side, and this is one of the Super Shocks in the palette. Ooh, very peachy. It's so cool that this is the first ever ColourPop eyeshadow palette that actually has Super Shock shadows in the palette. It's just a lot of shimmer. I think a shadow like this would just be kind of the perfect like top coat for whatever look you do with this palette, like layering this on top of any little smoky eye or just wearing it alone too if you want a little shimmer glimmer. The next shade we're swatching is called Garden Date. So let's pop this on the lid. Oh, that's pretty. Nice amount of pigment for sure. Wow, that was like super buttery soft to work with. It's a beautiful color, but it's nothing super unique. So there is the shade Garden Date. The next shade is called Work It. And this is like a light peachy brownie tan color. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a little like mango-y. It's like a mango peanut butter shade. Does that make any sense at all? Do you know what I'm saying? There's like more yellow in it than I expected. It's just a nice matte, so it'll be a great little transition tone with the rest of these colors. So the next shadow that we're doing is the shadow I've been like the most excited about in this entire palette. This one is called Prima Donna. Like, look at that. It is so chunky, glittery goodness, and it has like fairy colors. Like, I can't even describe it. It just reminds me of a fairy. It actually has very similar coloring to one of their glitters, like, you know, the tubs of glitter. It's like, because it's now 4 a.m. I'm not all there. I don't remember what the tubs are tubs of glitters are called right now. But you guys know what they came out with over holiday, like the body glitters and whatnot. Oh, I really pray they sell this individually because I will go through this one shade in a matter of a month. The next shade is called Meadow. That's so pretty, and it's just a peachy coral. So again, like I was saying, a lot of these shades, they're not super unique, but I just love them together in this palette. It tells such a beautiful little story, and I think it really is like, I mean, when you think of spring colors, these really are spring colors. You know what I mean? It seems like fitting. So even though it's not super unique, I mean, it is unique because of those glittery shades, and I think you could do a lot of unique looks with this palette, but I still love it. Again, even though we're getting a lot of the same neutrals and peachies. Back to one of the Super Shock shades. This is Early Morning, and it looks amazing, but it also is a little reminiscent of those body glitters. Do you guys know what shades I'm talking about? You let me know if you think it also looks a little similar. Oh, this is pretty. See, these glitter shades are like completely like just saving the palette for me. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a necessity. I'm obsessed, and I know the camera will not pick this up as bright as it is in person. Okay, back to the matte shade now. Back to a matte shade now. This is a Dream Maker. And now I'm kind of bummed because like all the magical shades are over, let's be honest. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but again, yes, a lot of these shades we've seen done by many brands many times before, but I think this palette has such potential to make such beautiful, unique looks. The next shade is ICYMI. ICYMI? I'm not hip to the whatever the hell that is. Ooh, this is pretty, like a terracotta. Do you see what I mean by the tones being like kind of retro? I love that. Yes, they are all warm shades, of course. And I know a lot of you are so sick of that, but some of us, seems like mostly influencers, really love warm tones, so I'm really enjoying this palette. Again, I know my application is getting nutso, so there is ICYMI. Let me know what that means. It's a beautiful terracotta. I really like this shade. So next up, we have a little bit of a shimmer, it looks like. This shade is called Melody. Oh, this is prettier than it looked in the pan. In the pan, I expected it to be almost a little more brown, but it looks like it kind of has a bit of an orangey base with a gold overlay kind of fusion situation going on. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit like dirtier looking, but I like it. It's still bright and it's, you know, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. The next shade is called WESTSIDE, and this actually is like a peanut butter shade. Quite possibly slightly a little warmer than peanut butter. I feel like I'm always comparing shadows to food. Honestly, it really makes sense. If you know me at all. Wow, this is beautiful though. I love that it's not too deep. It's like a really pretty medium brown, which is so dumb to say because like we see really pretty medium browns all the time. It's nothing unique, but something about this tone, I'm just really drawn to it. So that is WESTSIDE. Last but certainly not least, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I've made it. This is the shade Feel Free, and it looks so yummy and deep. Can't tell if it's a burgundy or more of a brown. Oh, I'd definitely say a bit of a burgundy, yes. Possibly with even a little more plum than red in the burgundy. Wow, that is gorgeous. That is so rich. I would love to have this shade all over the lid and just smoke at the crease with this color. Ooh, or even just like ombre it out, not even like run the burgundy through the crease, but just like fan it out in a nice wing, I think would be amazing. And then I can't help myself if we put a little bit of Early Morning in the middle of this. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. It's gorgeous. It really is a beautiful palette. Despite some of the shades being nothing special, the glitters, I hate to say it, really do make it all like worth it to me. I love this. I love this color. I really am happy with this palette. And just because I'm kind of insane right now, I want to take a little bit of Prima Donna in the center of the burgundy. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That's just like the most beautiful eye I've ever seen. Look at that. Do you guys, I've said all I can say about this palette. I really love it. You guys let me know what you think of it and what you think of the rest of the collection, of course. Oh my gosh, I was done at 4:31 a.m. I need to import my footage, edit this video. Fingers crossed I don't fall asleep because I need to get this up for you guys before launch tomorrow. So many of you have asked me to please make sure I have it up before launch. So this is me trying my darned hardest, like literally not sleeping ever. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched it this far in the video, thank you so much. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget you can use my code 5SHAE for $5 off of a ColourPop Cosmetics order of $20 or more. That'll cut off your shipping and things like that, so that's pretty awesome. It is an affiliate code, so don't use that if you're not comfortable. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye!